Two best friends, one video game, 10 versions. Screen Bros, new Mortal Kombat movie. I'm going to hand this off to Steve. Give off a little general synopsis.
General synopsis. I hated this fucking movie. I'm sorry. I like, dude, I was in it for the first 30 minutes, and then I realized what was happening, and I went, this is fucking stupid. I understand you're trying to build more movies, right? They said they have it planned for 4 movies if this is a success, right? But to me, yeah,
success.
okay, people are going to fucking watch this movie and they're going to make another one. But this was not a successful movie to me. Why the fuck do you have a movie called Mortal Kombat and the sole plot of the movie is we're not going to have Mortal Kombat. We're going to cheat our way out of it and kill everybody to take over Earthrealm.
Oh, hey, you mean the whole title, Mortal Kombat being the tournament, you're saying was not there? Is you saying was absent?
Right.
Yes. Or stretched too thin. So they didn't even show it. But yeah, I get what you're saying, 100%.
Right, like, and I'm just gonna go right to actors here. The guy playing Shang Tsung or whatever.
Oh yeah.
No. I could not buy him as the great sorcerer that he was. He just, I don't know, discount like Dollar General store Shang Tsung to me.
Yeah, it was. So here's me, right? This movie was. If you loved the old Mortal Kombat and you played the earlier games, this is really hard to get behind if you haven't played the newer Mortal Kombat games.
And I have played the newer Mortal Kombat games, and I understand the story there and everything and whatnot that's going on.
It's hard to get behind the characters because
I get what you're saying.
The characters in the first movie were easy to latch onto. These felt really forced. Like a lot of the characters were hard for me to believe or to
like
it's
in the
go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the whole movie for whatever reason latches on to this Cole character who they're trying to make the new, I guess, face of Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah.
Which this guy is not in any video games, nothing. This was made by the studio saying we want our own person in this movie. I don't know why. I don't know what the whole idea was, but the director has come out and said the studio put this character in this movie. I did not do it. So you can tell that he didn't know what the fuck to do with it.
Had a disagreement.
Maybe, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I feel bad for this actor because I feel like that guy, this was going to be one of those shoehorn roles where it might get him typecast and like, oh, that was the dude in the Mortal Kombat movie who fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have much to work with.
You're talking about the Louis Tan guy, the Cole Young?
Yeah, Cole Young. Yeah. Like, okay, you bring him in and like, let me just break it down. The first 10, 15 minutes of this movie where it's Sub-Zero and Scorpion fighting in the Shogun land or whatever back in the day was amazing. That's how you set this movie up.
I loved it. I loved a lot of the fight scenes that were there. But yeah, keep going.
Well, but that first whatever took me back to when the Machinima was making those YouTube videos to try and make a Mortal Kombat movie. So they took it upon themselves to make, all those, whatever you want to say, 15, 20-minute YouTube videos. They did this in that series and was amazing. I still think the YouTube Machinima version was a little better than this, but the fight scene right after was cool. It got me invested. And the thing, too, is Hiroyuki Sanada, or however you say his name, is one of the greatest actors, I think, right now. And you throw him in this cast, and he sticks out like a sore thumb because he's so good at acting compared to everybody else.
Yeah, he did, what was that remake? The original he did, Old Boy, what was that? Where he beats everyone's ass with a hammer. What movie was that?
Yeah, no, that's Old Boy. I don't think that's him.
I thought he was the one in that. He was not the one in that?
No.
You sure?
He's not an Old Boy. I'm pretty
I could be wrong.
sure.
Whatever.
He's
you
definitely
cut that out
in...
if I'm wrong.
No, we'll keep it in. It don't matter. I mean, he's in a lot of stuff. I mean, obviously he was in
Last Samurai.
The X-Men Wolverine movie one where he goes to
yeah.
Yeah, which was really good. He's the last samurai. He's going to be in the new Army of the Dead, which I'm looking way forward to. The Zack Snyder zombie movie where they go to Las Vegas, and only Las Vegas has a zombie apocalypse. So it's like walls around Las Vegas, and of course all the money's in Las Vegas. So it's like a heist zombie movie.
That sounds
like,
amazing.
Come on.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, it does. I believe that comes out like May. So that might be the next movie we should review.
I like
Just
that.
throwing that one out there. But yeah, getting back to the cast, like, I mean, okay, the only two people that stood out was, like I said, Scorpion, Hanzo Hasashi, who is Hiroyuki Sanada, and then Josh Lawson playing Kano.
Dude,
There was the only two people.
He was probably the reason I didn't really dislike this movie was his banter. It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
was
great.
laughing way more times than expected because of Kano. It's so funny.
Oh, for sure.
His dialogue was the best.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I do want to throw out the guy playing Sub-Zero, Joe Taslim. I don't know how to say his name. Bihan or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought he did great with what he needed to be, right? He was that stoic killer, which that's what Sub-Zero is. If you play the games, you watch, whatever, he is unbeatable. I liked it. And then if you look in the final fight, spoilers, when he takes off his armor, he's changing into now I'm going to forget the goddamn name. Who's he change into in the games? He comes back as when he dies.
I can't remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Noob Saibot.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm here for that. But like I said, going back to Cole Young and everything and shoehorning this story in, it fell flat. It fell real flat for me.
Oh,
and I thought, yep.
I'm there with you. I'm 100% with you. What they were trying to create here sucked. The whole foundation sucked. There's some, I mean, certain concepts, there was some shining, but the majority of this, I think it was a fail. Like you said, there's a few actors that you enjoyed. I mean, there's a few moments I enjoyed, cinematography-wise, and there was a few fights I enjoyed. But a lot of the fights, man, I came here for the fights, Steve.
And what did we get? We got one really good fatality.
Yeah. So there's three. One really good fight. Well, two, because I really did like. So I liked the ending fight, the resolving fight between Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and the new guy, the Cole Young guy. I like that, the ending one. But that's
that was good.
But every other fight, minus him fighting Goro or Guru, whatever it was, everything else was cut in half. It felt like it was cut short. It felt like there was like a CG budget or some shit. I have no idea.
Well, to me, what they did wrong here was you're watching Mortal Kombat for one reason, to see fights and amazing, fatalities.
Yep.
And what do? They don't show it for the entire movie. They're fucking story building for whatever reason. Everybody's not here for the story. They know the story of Mortal Kombat. It's we're going to go to this tournament and we're going to beat ass.
Yes.
Right? Well,
no tournament.
There's no tournament because for some reason this discount Shang Tsung says, no, we've cheated our way through all these tournaments anyway, so instead of cheating for the last time, let's just say we're not going to do it and not win the right way when you could have won because you've won the last 9 tournaments and just not have a tournament and invade Earthrealm for whatever. It doesn't make any sense. I know this is Mortal Kombat as a fucking based on a video game, but it doesn't make any goddamn sense. And then getting back to the fights,
not making a certain amount of sense, but
yeah.
This makes barely any sense.
Look, Mortal Kombat Annihilation made more sense than this movie.
Movies that are so bad that you love.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It's hilarious.
Right it's
definitely one of those. The dialogue is hilarious.
The way the fucking guy talks is great too. And then you see that meme, right, where it's like it shows the picture of him waiting for one adult ticket for Mortal Kombat, please.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking funny. We'll flash that on the screen. But getting back to the fights, yes. So you don't have barely any fights other than Reptile, which they done him fucking dirty.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's an actual reptile. Is that how they were doing this, or are they just saying that there's
one part of the
race
game
of reptiles?
One part of the game he was able to morph into it, right? That's how it worked, if I remember correctly.
Right.
But he was still a dude in a green version of Sub-Zero's costume.
Exactly. And obviously, we know why they did that in the original game. They didn't have the memory to make so many characters, so let's just make the same character and make them different colors, right? Okay, cool, whatever.
If anyone's new to this, by the way, that's a very interesting thing to watch on YouTube. You can find it how they made the original game, like the pictures they took and the framing that they took it's great. It's hilarious. It's super cool too.
It was, it was. How would I say, when they do motion capture, before motion capture was a thing.
It was like a GIF. It was like a little cutout GIF, essentially.
Pretty much, that's all it was. Yeah.
And they just put them in. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, which is really cool. But yeah, so then you have that one kind of fight. It's not really a fight, you know what I mean? It's just like a bunch of people in a room. It reminded me of like a superhero movie fight where there's a bunch of people fighting one thing versus Reptile.
It did.
Maybe this isn't Reptile. Maybe it's somebody else, because he did say, throw the reptiles at him or whatever the Shang Tsung did. So this could be like a race of reptiles, and that wasn't actually Reptile. I don't know. But it was a cool scene. I like how Kano, kills him with his fatality.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's room. I mean, I'm not at the end of talking about this, but I do think the second one could be better than the first one, just because of the way they set up. Like you just said, Reptile and the evolution of these characters. They didn't go deep into any of it.
No, they didn't. And they might not have done it for a reason, or they just kind of said, look, I'm being shoehorned to make this character, and I have to make this movie about this fucking character because nobody knows his backstory. So, okay, MMA fighter guy, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I just, as soon as it went from Scorpion and Sub-Zero doing their thing in the beginning to this guy, I immediately went, what the fuck is this bullshit?
I know. I think everyone at that point, like, I was like, is this about this? Is this about this guy? This is about, once you found out who he was going to be, you're like, oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I will say, right, it threw me for a loop because I thought, okay, he's going to gain Scorpion's powers. So,
exactly.
He's going to be Scorpion.
Nope.
And that's the way they set it up.
They gave him those
and then
fucking,
he gets his,
batons.
Whatever. Yeah, which was kind of where one
that's
had a,
what I knew.
a blade
I was like,
and one didn't.
What? What's going on here?
Exactly. And then, like, he gets that I don't know, armor or whatever, and it looked like it wasn't complete. So I was like, okay, he's fighting Goro, and he's going to finally get whatever, and then the next time, he's going to turn into Sub-Zero.
Yep.
I was here for that.
Yep.
That would have been
cool. That's what
cool.
I thought was going to happen. I was saying that to Kristen as we were watching it, actually, those exact things. It's like, oh, he's probably going to get the mask.
Right, cool. But then Sub-Zero just shows up, and then I went, okay, I would rather Sub-Zero show up because fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Or not Sub-Zero, sorry. Scorpion shows up, and I'm like, all right, I'm here for this fight. And they did, and it was awesome. But to get to that point in this movie, what? Like, no.
I don't know. Maybe I went in expecting, so I tried, after I was done watching this movie, I really sat back and I was like, I thought about, was I expecting this to be too much like the first one? And the first one is so good. Like, they got it right the first time, right?
Right. Okay, so this is the main problem for me.
And I'm
the
like,
first movie you look at it,
oh, yeah, go ahead,
is campy, it's fun, it's entertaining, it doesn't take itself seriously.
Yes.
This movie takes all those points and goes, nah, we're going to try and make it serious. We're going to take the camp out of it.
And falls
we're
way
only
short.
going to make we're only going to make Kano funny, and then everything else is serious. And to me, you can't do that with a movie like this. It has to be funny, and you can make it serious, but it has to have that cheese seriousness to it if you want to make it fun.
Yeah.
Because this movie wasn't fun.
It's a video game.
It was honestly right. It was honestly hard to get through for me at towards the end, before like the last fight scene, and then when who's playing fucking Raiden? Tanobi Asano, I don't know how to say him. Terrible casting choice, by the way, as well there. I know Raiden's not supposed to be a white guy like he was in the first movies, but I don't know. I couldn't see these guys in these roles, but the point I was trying to make is he can teleport anybody anywhere. So I was like, oh shit, okay, that's how they're going to make it into the video game. He's going to teleport two people to a level, and they're going to fight, and we're going to watch that fight, which they sort of did, but then they made it a montage. I didn't want that. I wanted to see each individual fight in a different area with a fucking fatality.
Yeah,
and
like the game.
I sort of got it, but I didn't. You know what I mean? The only real fatality there was Jax smacking that dude's face apart.
And it's so this was comes back to that character development thing too. Like after these fights did occur, and uh, he was like, "Oh, death is not the end, not it's just the beginning or whatever," and he brings them all
Yeah,
back, and he's just gonna
right.
yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know where I stand with this, whether I liked it or hate it. I clearly can see that you dislike this movie. I find myself in the middle. I think there was a lot of bad points and not a lot of highlights, but I got mostly what I came for, which was just fighting. I just didn't get
See,
resolve in fighting. So that's why I'm saying the second one, I hopefully they do better. I hope they do much better, but I still found this interesting. The movie overall plot for me was terrible.
I mean, it should be. It's Mortal Kombat. There shouldn't be a good plot
Yeah,
there.
I
You know
was
what
just
I mean? I mean, it's the same plot.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just came there because I wanted to see some fatalities. I saw a few fatalities, which was okay, and I saw some fighting, which is this is why this falls border right in the middle for me. It falls right. It's not good, and it's not terrible. Terrible for me.
Okay, I'll give you that. It's not terrible. It kept my interest through the whole movie, but half of that interest was, well, what the fuck are they gonna fuck up now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or what else are they gonna say? Nah,
Yeah,
you know,
you got caught
so-
up in the domino, the quicksand. Yeah.
pretty much because like let's take the people where they got the dragon symbol, right? So this Cole Young guy jumps that fence after Jax tells him to go to this compound where what's her face is, but before he does that,
Yeah,
he takes his
Sonya
family
Blade.
somewhere. He doesn't say where he took his family or how he got there. They just showed up at that place with his family. So I was like, okay, Sonya Blade's there. Nope, now I'm going to go by myself somewhere else. Okay, you're stashing your family away. Cool, but you didn't explain it. Whatever. So then he jumps this fence, and Sonya Blade points a flashlight in his face
And
like,
they just
who the
start
fuck are you?
Fighting, yeah.
Hold up. Well, no.
tackles him.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Show me this thing. So he shows Sonya Blade the dragon thing. Then they go inside her, whatever, and she's got a fucking wall full of this dude's face.
Yeah.
How does she not know that that's the guy with the dragon fucking thing? Like, she's seriously been stalking him this whole time, but she doesn't know who he is.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
there's a lot of weird points in this. A lot of stuff
No,
like
it
that.
was right. And then let's go back to how they got those dragon whatever thing. Okay, Cole has it because of his family lineage. Cool. It doesn't show how Jax got it or this person or whatever. It's just saying that if you kill somebody who has it, you take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have to find.
Which is how
I don't
Kano
remember what
got
they
it,
said.
right? That's where that initial explanation came in.
Right, exactly. And the minute he said it, I was like, okay, well, Sonya doesn't have it. She's obviously gonna kill Kano to get it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, they kind of
I'm
foreshadowed
fine.
that right
Yeah,
out the gate.
I'm fine with that. There's movies that do that all the time.
Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
whatever. But so then they have to get their powers from whatever through them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jax. Let's take out the fact that there's these random people working on him in
and they
this
give
dungeon
him
of someplace.
They give him arms, but they don't finish. They don't. It just comes to fruition. Is that
Right.
what you're saying? Yeah. I was there with
Well,
that.
they just kind of just gloss over the fact that these people can make metal arms that work barely out of like nothing in okay, cool, whatever. But then his superpower is he can make them better.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. That was terrible writing to me.
There's a
Like,
bunch-
hey, we need to give Jax some super awesome arms and, maybe because he's military, like, in the original movies they could give him cool ass arms. No, we're just going to make it magically happen.
Well, that's the concept. I think it sounded good on paper, but the time spanning one movie, it couldn't be done with
Right.
having a lead role that you're trying to follow the whole time. Because if you want to get into a backstory, if you want to develop someone like that to where they get these powers, they did it in a montage.
Yeah, they did.
It was literally a montage. So it was like a 5-minute scene, and the majority of the cast, the good cast, the good people,
The good people.
the good people. That's where they developed their powers, and everyone was kind of like, it was just short, man. I wanted more. I wanted more of the fighting at least, right?
Yeah, well, what they should have done with Jax is he should have been there at the end training with them with his real arms. And then in that last fight at the end of the movie is where he loses those arms.
And then he gets
And
them.
then-
Okay, I can see that.
But he gets his power as something else, right? He has fast movement or whatever he does in the games. And then he loses his arms in that fight. So then there's consequence in that fight because what happens to all of our good people in the fight? They win. There's nobody losing anything other than Kung Lao, but that's before that.
Did you get the vibe too that we were going to get more loss? Like I felt like it was going to be more of like an even exchange, and it didn't feel like that at all.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody died, and then Shang Tsung's basically like, "Oh, I have an army that I can just pick from. Fuck it, whatever." Right? Okay, sure. But if these are your best fighters, minus Sub-Zero, we see him get killed in a good way, and it makes sense. These people didn't really put up a fight, and then Sonya Blade just off screen goes, "Hey, I figured out my powers," and shoots this bitch.
That was so weird.
Teleports. Right, like maybe don't give her a power right away, and maybe go, "Oh, she has the dragon thing now because she killed Kano," which you don't see him get covered by smoke and taken back.
While we're diving deep into disappointment, Steve, one thing.
Let's do it.
So one of our grading systems, right, is the score, and
I was getting to that.
I was deeply hoping for an opening scene or at least an ending scene of Resolved. I wanted to hear the original sound, and you hear it once, and it's not even. Yeah, exactly. I was so disappointed I didn't hear that Mortal Kombat theme kick off in this. That was my largest disappointment for me personally. Go
back and watch the 90s movie. The first fucking opening is the guy yelling Mortal Kombat into the theme song. That's all I want. Why can't you do that?
Oh, man.
Okay, show the Scorpion Sub-Zero thing in the beginning, but maybe make it like an Asian version of that, like that in that time. Have like one of those, not a theremin or whatever.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just do like a ding, 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 like over whatever. And then when you get to Cole,
we should have made this.
We should have, but when you get to Cole, when he's fighting in the MMA fucking ring, when he starts doing good in the MMA ring, hit it with that and just fucking kill it. And then something happens, like he gets a roundhouse kick, and you stop the music because he fucked up.
Yeah.
And he taps out. Boom. You just made me go, "Oh, I'm here for this movie now." They're throwing it in my face already. And then they don't do anything for a while. And even in that Goro fight, when he's bringing out his inner whatever and he's figuring it out, hit the music again.
Yeah, just everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just do it everywhere. Everywhere.
Nobody not wants to see and hear that music going on while there's people getting their spines ripped out.
Yeah,
Did I see a spine get ripped out in this movie?
No. Hold on. But I did see a bicycle kick from Liu Kang. I did see a hole get blown where you can see the spine. They did do a lot of the I'm not going to say a lot. They paid homage to a lot of the fatalities. They did do that.
Okay, so there was some fans.
The fire dragon.
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I remember the original game, and that being a lot more. That was way worse than the original game.
Well, the weird thing too is, so Cabal, they bring him in, which I've never thought I'd see Cabal.
I know that was
in a video
so
game.
Random.
And he did good. I thought the guy, the actor, whatever you want to say, did a really good job. It looked good too, but he's already burnt up. Yeah, he's already burnt up, right?
Yeah.
So then you're gonna have his fatality as him getting burnt again.
Yeah.
And then randomly just falls over.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really show. You don't have to show it gory, but maybe like burning apart.
Yeah.
Or melting apart. You know what I mean? Like that just didn't seem whatever.
Okay. The hole in the chest, Sub-Zero's bloody knife.
That was cool.
The head smack from Jax.
The Kung Lao was the best one, where he's got the spinning, hat in the ground and throws
that was
girl
exactly,
into.
Exactly. So
that's what I wanted to see throughout the entire movie, and we didn't.
Every one of them, yeah. And we got them all really close to each other too. Like, I don't know, man.
That's
why I'm in the middle.
Makes me want to go. Yeah, this movie makes me want to go and watch the original movie.
It's so good.
Right, because this movie has no rewatchability for me, because it's just gonna make me mad and go, fuck this, I'm out. I'm going to watch the '95 movie.
Yeah, so this is my rewatch. I'm not gonna watch it again. Absolutely not.
I'm not either.
Absolutely not gonna watch it again.
I'll watch the last fight with Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Louis Tan.
Yeah.
What a terrible name too, Cole Young.
Yeah. Modernizing, maybe.
But I mean, you're in Mortal Kombat, right? Give him a fucking cool name.
Oh yeah, I get you.
It's not that hard. You can call him like Jake Blade or something. I don't know.
Oh, Jake Blade.
Like, that sounds better, and I just made that up because I stared at Sonya Blade's name. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
But
I don't know. They're going to be hunting for new people next movie. If they don't give me the tournament next movie, I am not watching I am not watching any more afterwards. I am going to tell you that right now. Because they're like, we're going to go hunting for more people next movie. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, you give me the tease of Johnny Cage at the end, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool. Unless that's Chris Evans, I'm not here for it.
Oh, yeah.
Just tell me how amazing that would be.
That actually is pretty good. Good luck at him, though.
Whatever. Movie. They got.
Maybe they made enough movie
Hiroki
now. You think?
Sanada. Right. I mean, dude, they throw money at anybody, and if you're Chris Evans, right, and they say, hey, here's $60 million, would you want to be Johnny Cage? And you go, yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I don't care what the movie turns out. I'm 100%. Playing Johnny Cage, and I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah.
In my scenes, right? You know, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, brass tacks, right? This really only scored high in one part for me. Everything else was either middle of the road or a little low for me, and I just went for effects and editing. That was and that was it. And even some of it, I got some score. And I keep talking negative, but I got Scorpion King vibes from for Goro, right?
Yeah,
I did a little bit, but besides everything else besides that felt gory. It felt like the newer games to me. But that's the only thing I got high on this. Everything else is borderline, you know.
So the effects were good, but then there were certain like scenes where I could tell that the CG was CG. And like it was like a mat over top of some people in certain areas where it was like, okay, they look like they're not in the scene compared to another part. Like Goro looked good, but like I don't know, man, something about physical effects. And it's not like Goro did a lot in this movie, right? Like there's that fight scene or whatever, but you could have had him be a real thing like they did in the '95 movie.
I don't know. They were trying, like you said, they were trying too hard, man. Like I
really think they were.
It's exactly, you mentioned that earlier. They were trying way too hard, and there's no way if you're trying that hard that you're gonna go with a full-fledged costume with fake. Yeah, there's no way you're pulling that off. I mean, unless that's the vibe you're giving, which is what they probably should have done, like you said. But I don't know. Overall, I don't know.
What's your overall? Overall, out of 100, what's your score?
68. And mine's a little high. So, like I said, I know I expect yours to be lower than mine.
I'm at a 61.
60. I expected you to be lower, if I'm being honest.
Nah. Well, so, I mean, the story plot, I kind of got to be like, okay, we understand what it is, and it's not like they changed much, but they fucked up some shit. The cinematography looked good. There was no point where I was like, what are you doing, or why would you do this? There was some really cool shots, actually, of Outworld and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that felt kind of original to me. Outworld kind of gave me that original vibe. Anyways, keep going.
The effects and editing, again, like there were some good points there. It looked great for the most part. Acting, I'm low on. Rewatchability, I'm low on. Dialogue, I'm low on. Sound and music, I'm fucking low on because I'm pissed. Casting, I'm a little low.
We're lined up on all everything so far.
Right. The execution, entertainment value to me, that's where I'm losing because I wanted more.
Yeah, and
I didn't get it.
Mine got a little bit higher than normal, and that's because I really tried to force myself not to vibe on the old one while I was watching this. And
see, I didn't.
And I
did the same thing.
I also took a little bit from, like, I know we don't really talk about watching this with our significant others, but she was really excited about a lot of these things. So I try to remove myself and try to not feel too jaded with my expectations. So I got a little bit higher than I wanted, but that's because I tried to remove myself from my own biased opinion, you know?
Yeah, well, and again, too, like, I was watching it, and not at one point did I think while watching it, like, okay, well, the other movie did this better, or the original did this, or blah, blah. I wanted to be in this movie, so I just said, boom, that other movie doesn't exist. I watched this movie. My wife, we didn't say anything to each other until the end of the movie, and we looked at each other and was like, wow, that sucked.
Yeah, I looked at Chris. Chris was like, I liked it. And I was like, yeah, I'm in the middle.
They could just a couple things here and there, space out the fights at the end. take Cole out of it entirely because he honestly doesn't do anything.
Just rewrite the movie.
Other than the only thing he's there for is to bring back Scorpion, right? But you don't even need to do that. You could just say, I was in hell for this entire time trying to get out, and I found a way out by mastering whatever, right?
I know, they don't explain that very well either.
Well, they just said because he could bled on the blade or something, that his blood touched the blood from
he
him.
learned
And,
to control the
fires
fires of hell, yeah.
Right, which, hey, that was cool when he, takes the mask off and shoots him and his face starts melting as he's doing it. I was like, okay, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
But his face then immediately goes back. It would be cool if, like,
it stayed
when
there
he
and
took
it was
the
a
mask back.
sacrifice. Yeah, I thought the same thing, man. I'm right there with you. I thought the same thing, but whatever. They didn't.
Nah,
Probably saved a few $1,000s.
Look, man, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're making your money back on this. I mean, I know it's COVID and this is on HBO Max and whatnot, but they're making their money. This is bad. This is in theaters. I know people are going to see it because they want to see it on the big screen, which I understand. But I'm glad I did not waste my money to see this in theaters or risk my
I am there with you.
health.
I don't think this is a theater-esque movie. I think this is exactly what it was. This is definitely something I would watch at home. I wouldn't go out and see it in a theater if I knew what I was getting into.
I was more excited after Kong vs. Godzilla was over than I was with this.
Yeah. Those, I thought it was going to be more like that, just straight to the point. Like, knowing...
Yeah.
I mean, they had to have known what we wanted from this. And I just think they tried too hard, like you said.
Yeah, to flip it back to the Kong Godzilla thing, I was just saying, that movie had some dumb shit in it, but I was okay with it because it was dumb shit through the entire movie.
Yeah.
Where this has dumb shit in it, but it's trying to be serious, so no, I can't take your dumb shit when it happens.
Yeah. Nope.
Give me dumb shit throughout, and I'm here for it, but don't give me dumb shit once and then say, oh, you gotta believe it because it's Mortal Kombat.
It's authentic. You need authentic dumb shit, right? That's what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Be in the world of dumb shit, and then I'm cool with dumb shit through the whole movie. Don't try and be not dumb shit in the beginning, and then throw dumb shit at me at the end and say, well, whatever.
Yeah.
No. I'm not here for that. Don't play that kind of game.
All right. We have any more points about this?
I don't. I'm done.
Yeah.
I want to forget. I'm gonna forget about this movie after we're done with this.
I am not gonna watch it again. I might cut some stuff up, but that's about it. That's as far as I'm getting. But you want to go ahead and hit?
Yeah.
You want to hit that outro?
The outro. Don't watch this movie if you like the original Mortal Kombat movie. If you haven't seen the original Mortal Kombat movie, by far, just go watch it and
highly
rate
rate
as
it.
much as I hate it.
The original Mortal Kombat movie is amazing. I love every bit of it. This Mortal Kombat movie is for me personally, a casual watch. It's definitely, don't go in there with high expectations because you will fall short. You will fall short.
This is just gonna be on.
Right,
this will be on TNT, and I'll just go, oh yeah, that movie, and just go right past it.
You're gonna get some laughs. You're probably gonna, it's gonna have more comedic value to you than it's gonna have anything else. But deaths and Kano, that's why you should watch this. Besides that, don't waste your time.
Don't waste your time. Anyways, like and favorite this shit. This is gonna, I believe, our first video on the YouTube.
Starting off with a strong one, buddy.
Started off with the strong one, exactly. The way we're going to do this too is we're going to have all of our scores in the description of how we got to our final scores. We'll have Wally's, we'll have mine, just to see, how where we're at, how we got to it, and everything. So Thanks for watching. Like I said, like and subscribe.
Yep. Right down below. Check it out. Thank you guys for showing up and listening.